guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariah if you're new here, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 9. Today I wanted to show you guys my quick, simple 10-minute makeup look. I like to call it my model makeup look, if you will. It's super easy, it's super simple, and I feel like you guys will really enjoy this, especially in this winter season when we're trying to look moisturized and glowy, but we also don't have a whole bunch of time to be doing too much. Before we get into it, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at _Mariah Simone, and follow me on Twitter at _Mariah Simone with 3 E's. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna start off by using my Too Faced Lip Injection Plumper. So I know I already have pretty full lips. I like to use lip plumper, not just to make my lips look bigger, but I like how it kind of fills out my lips. It takes away those lines, makes my lips look more awake. You know how when you wake up in the morning and your lips kind of look plump? I mean, I do know that some people say their lips look a bit dry, but when I wake up, my lips are always like plump and full, and that's because I've been laying on my lips or on the side of my lips, so there's a lot of blood in that area. So I like to recreate that look using lip plumper. Okay, so after I've applied my lip plumper, now I'm gonna go to my face. So I like to start off with my Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, because this is going to make my skin look, you see how my skin has this glow? Models tend to have this glow. So this makes that glow even more prevalent, and it carries out through the rest of the day. You see me apply this even when I have a full face of makeup on, and it just blends the powders on my face and just makes it look skin-like, even when there is tons of makeup caked on my face. So you don't need a lot of this, and for the price you're not going to want to use a lot of it, but I just do like 2 to 3 spritz around my face. And I'm going to cover my lashes because I have lash extensions. So as you can see, it just added even more of a glow to my face. So there is going to be a little theme in this video, and it's just moisturization, moisturization, moisturization. I feel like the more moisturized my face looks, the more healthy my face looks, and I feel like that's the same with everybody. That's why if you have more mature skin, they tend to use more dewy foundations and less matte foundations. So next I'm going to use my Storbe Cream by MAC. I love this stuff. I go in and out of using it only because I forget that I have it, but I'm not going to let myself forget because I really do love this stuff. I do not ever replace this with my moisturizer. This is always something that I do add it on. So I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm going to take a little brush, synthetic brush. I'm just going to dip into there, and I'm going to add this to the high points of my cheeks. The MAC Storbe Cream that I'm using is the Peach Light. It's my favorite. There's a pink light that's dope too, but the Peach Light just looks the best with my skin. The Gold Light's awesome too. I just feel like the Gold Light, I don't like that I can see gold on my face. I feel like that looks a little bit less natural than the Peach Light. You can't see any flecks of really anything on my face, and it might just be because there is a little bit of red in my face. I don't know. My favorites are though the Gold Light and the Peach Light. So I'm just adding it to my chin, as you saw, now my nose, middle of my forehead. Let me do the sides too. So what we're trying to look like here is just having a youth light glow, like we drink all our water, just have models look like they drink all their water. That's probably because they do. And you just apply that over your face, all in the high spots, even under the brow. And then if you have anything left over, that's when I'll just go on my cheeks. So now that we've done that, it already kind of looks like you have something on your face. There is a big difference from how I started and where I am now, and I've just applied 2 products. So now I'm going to use this. I am showing you, this would take me 10 minutes. I'm explaining it, so it's going to take obviously a little bit longer, and I may not go in with all these products, but I am just showing you guys so you have something to choose from. You know, different options to choose from, different price points. So I'm going to go in with this Infinity Glass. I love this stuff. It's so good. You can use it on your face, eyes, lips. But I'm just going to apply a little bit to the back of my hand, and I'm just putting it on 2 fingers. I'm tapping this just to the high points of my face. This you do not want to get carried away with because it is very glossy. It really will make your face look like glass. But I think putting too much in the wrong area does worse than more work. No, does more bad than good. But obviously, to each his own. And then just make sure that it's all blended out. Okay, so now I'm going in with the only complexion product I use, and it is this Glossier. It's the Glossier Stretch Concealer. So they made more shades since I purchased a lot of my Glossier stuff. So I can't wait to finish this off so I can go get better shades that match me. But this shade is pretty good. I use the shade Deep 40, and it pretty much matches my skin. Okay, so if I didn't have lash extensions, I would just go with my finger because that's usually what I do. But because I do, I'm going to just dip this synthetic brush in there and go under my eye, but I don't put too much. It literally blends right into my skin, so you can't even tell. Oh my goodness. But I'm just putting on a little bit, as much as I put on with my fingers. And then with my beauty blender, I'm just going to tap it out. And that is the first layer that I put. Like I said, I usually do this with my fingers, so I'm really not used to not using my fingers at this part. And the reason why I like putting it on my fingers first and not putting it on with the beauty blender first is because I feel like my fingers get a more natural amount put under my eye, and then I'll blend it out to take away the extra. And then I do dip my sponge in the concealer once, just like that much. And I'm just gonna go under with that. And that gives me like the perfect amount of coverage for this to look natural still. But you see how that just kind of made a difference? I still don't really have that much product on, and it doesn't really cover that much. I do like this concealer way more than I like this, than I like their foundation. I feel like the foundation's useless, I really do. I don't feel like, it doesn't really make sense to me, but to each their own. The concealer though, I feel like does do something, and it does make a difference. Okay, so now I kind of have some, like a weird line around my brow. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I'm just going to tap that out with my fingers. And now we're going to set our face. So now when I'm setting this look, I like to use like a fluffy brush. I don't like to use my beauty blender for that because that's a little bit too much coverage. I'm really trying to make this look natural. So I'm just going to tap a loose brush in there and then tap off the extra. And I'm just going to go right under the eye. And I'm just going like right under it. Again to the other eye. Put that much on, then I tap the extras off until it's kind of like lightly coated. And just go under here. Okay, so now that we're done with our concealer, I'm gonna go in with the highlighter that I like to use. It's also Glossier, and I use the shade Topaz, and it's called the Dew Effect Highlighter. I really do like this stuff. Now, as far as dewy, this does way better of a job of making you look dewy, but I do like that this has some kind of shine, and there is a little part in the middle, little white circle, that is the dewier part, and the brown on the outside is that gold glitter. So I just like to take this and rub it on the back of my hand. Could just go straight on, but I just feel like that's a little bit too much. And I just rub it on my finger. And I just tap it on my cheekbones. And then I'm just gonna take the opposite end of the beauty blender that I haven't used and just tap that over everything. You can even go over the powder a little bit because you didn't put that much powder on, so there's not gonna be anything weird that happens. And there is a little bit of moisture still on my beauty blender. So I'm gonna go to the nose, just putting a little bit of this on my nose. I like to put it like right here too, on the outside of the nose. Because when I sweat, if I'm really, really sweaty and I'm like in New Orleans or in Texas where it's a really humid area, this area would get dewy. Putting a little bit in the middle of my forehead, over my brows. Alright, so now I'm just going to tap all over my face with that side of the beauty blender that hasn't been used. And now I'm going to put on my blush. So for blush for this kind of model look, I like to use my Glossier Cloud Paints. So like I said with the concealer, this also applies to my lip paint, in my Cloud Paints. They have way better colors now. But I bought these two because these look like they match my complexion the best, and I mixed them. So I'm mixing Haze, the darker purple one, with Beam, this peachy one. About that much. just tap it on my cheeks. If you're wondering why I'm looking to the right, I'm looking in the mirror so I can see what I'm doing. I used to use powdered blush for this, and that worked just fine because I just didn't put too much of the blush on and then I'll spray over with sprays, but this just looks a little bit more natural. If you want, you can even put it on the nose a bit. If you want to make that sunburn look. I also wanted to show you that you could put faux freckles on. I like to use Freck for my faux freckles. You could put that on. I'm gonna skip it today. All right, and we're almost at the end. So last but not least, we gotta put on our brows. For my brows, I like to use my Glossier Boy Brow and my Glossier Brow Flick. These are my favorites. I don't know if I'm ever use anything else because I get the look I want and this is super easy to use. So how I like to use the lash flick is I'm just going to flick, 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 flick. That's all you do. If it gets down like there was a little dot, just wipe it off and keep flicking. And I like to flick in the direction that my brows are growing. Super simple. And I like to go in light-handed at first, and then I just like to build. So that's good enough for now on that brow. All right, and just like that, we're done filling in our brows. So I like to top it off with my Glossier Boy Brow because this adds a little bit more thickness to the brow, and it also makes them stay in place. All right, so now we have one more thing to do, and that's our lips. So I'm just gonna wipe this lip plumper off. All right, and when I'm doing this kind of look, I like to do more of a lip tint on my lips. I feel like that really just brings it all together. So my favorite lip tints is the Glossier Cherry Scented Balm.com. That has the perfect lip tint for my shade, and I mean other shades I'm sure, but it's a really good lip tint for my shade, which is really hard to find because lip tints usually don't look natural on my skin tone. And then something I've recently found, which I bought this a while ago, it's limited edition I think, and I bought it through my friend. She works at Nordstrom and she worked for Tom Ford, so I wanted to support her, and I thought it was just a gold chapstick, an overpriced gold chapstick with gold flecks in it, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it, and I'm supporting her, plus she was leaving. But then when I used it, I was like, oh my gosh, this tints my lips. So I'm gonna show you guys right now. You see that? And they'll get a little bit darker. It's the prettiest lip tint. All right, and just like that, we are done. So you can spray your face if you want. I'll spray my face with this Badescu. And I did that just to feel like it was finalized, but you really don't have to. All right, so this is my simple model makeup look. You saw how easy it was. It really just takes me 10 minutes. You don't have to use all these products. You don't have to use these same products, but that basically is the gist that I do. And I feel like it just makes me look like I am healthy, like I'm drinking all the water, and that's exactly the look that I'm going for, especially when I don't have time to get ready. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. Please give this a thumbs up, and please subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at _MariahSimone, and follow me on Twitter at _MariahSimone with 3 E's. And until tomorrow, bye.